Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a shorter video. I am just working on my draw to first shot, trying to get sub 1 second consistently on consistent hits. Today we have a man-sized target. This is an anatomical representation of a 5'9" male, and I do already have a hole in the paper. That's because the wind has been ripping this thing off the stand. That is not from a shot. So 7 yards from concealment. Let's get into it right now. .41. As you can see, my shirt was hung up in my draw. Gotta do better. Not bad for a cold start first shot. It was a hit right in the liver and lung, right where they overlap. So that was a gut shot right in the hip at 1.15. So already a little bit quicker. Okay, that was right in the lungs in a 1.28. So I gotta speed this up a lot if I'm trying to get a sub 1 second. And that time I was starting with my hand on my shirt. This shirt is really light, so it's really hard for me to like actually feel that I have it and where it is, but that one felt better as far as time. No, it was still a 135, and I'm right in like the spine and the guts. Right in the rib cage. 1.07. Okay, so we're speeding up a little bit. I think I'm figuring out what I gotta do here. Hit myself in the jaw, right in the chin. I got him right in the lats, and a non-lethal hit. 1.33. So that was a beautiful shot. Right in the spine. Clipped his lung a little bit, right in that square where it wants to be. Right in the lung, 1.14. That was a beautiful shot, right through the heart, centered. 1.36 though. Why am I so slow? Here, I'm gonna try this now. See how long it takes me to get my shirt out of the way. Because that's a factor of concealment, obviously. So this is just for science. That was a hit right on this muscle above the collarbone. 1.19. So still not sub 1 second. All right, I'll show you my hits real quick. I gotta figure out how to get faster, man. All right, here's my hits so far. We have 1, 2, 3, beautiful placed. That's a lunger. That is a non-lethal I was talking about. A couple stacked right on the liver, I believe that is. And then the lung where they overlap. And in the guts. And then this guy flying up here. But so far, all hits. Still have not breached that sub 1 second realm though, so I gotta speed up somehow. By the way, sub 1 second is considered expert standard from concealment. It's considered that for a reason, because it's difficult. It takes a lot of time on the range, a lot of practice, a lot of dry fire practice, everything. So this is not something that's simple. This is not something that you're just gonna come out and do without training and all while you're getting hit still. So see if I can speed up. Not gonna do it with that. right in the lung. 1.29. That was just nice, relaxed, nothing too crazy for speed. 1.29. Okay, gut shot. 1.26, nice and relaxed. Not trying to push my time, just trying to get my gun up smooth and clean, and that is actually proving to be quite fast and effective. That one was way slower. Clean liver shot though. Well, yeah, 1.58. So something gets hung up every once in a while and I'm not sure what it is. That was a beautiful center punch. I was clearly below my sight line, my gun was, so I was just kind of aiming, not really with my dot, but just with my hands. 1.33 on that one. One Chicago. Right in the lung. 1.15. Okay, so I saw online where if you say one Chicago bang, that should be right around your 1 second mark. And it gets your neurological, linguistic, whatevers, all in alignment. That way your hands just kind of flow through with what you're saying, instead of just trying to rip this out and focus on 10 things. You're focusing on what you're saying, presenting, relying on your instincts for the rest. So that was a 1.15, so on the shorter time, just because I said one Chicago. So let's try that again. One Chicago bang. So I flung that high. This didn't even pick it up. I missed his skull by about ½ an inch. That's my first miss. And as you can see, I'll play it back in slow motion. You can see, I'm pretty sure it was my shirt got hung up on my sight. And so that entire time, my muscle memory is just being totally with by my shirt. I'm hesitating on my shot. For some reason, I do not know why. 1.25. I could have been faster. Let me mark this head. All right, no more hesitation, because that's killing me here. All right. Go faster. One Chicago. Oh, that was terrible. One Chicago. Bang. Try to find my hit. Low left liver. Still center mass. 1.1. One Chicago. .08. So we're getting quicker. Let me go mark my hits and get a new magazine. Okay. .36. I actually saw my dot that time, so that helps. Saw my dot again. Beautiful hits there. 1.38. Nice hit. 1.4 though. .16. .24. Good hits, good hits. 1.16. Okay, so that's proving to be my fastest possible time is 1.16 with a hit. And my target just blew down again, so stand by. All right, this is just gonna be as fast as I can just possibly get a shot off. If it hits, it hits. If it misses, it misses. This is just to see what kind of time it takes me to get my gun out of my holster. Because right now, the sub 1 second seems so impossible. Like on my 1.16s, I don't know how I can possibly go faster than that. Fast as I can go, we'll see what it says. 1.06. And it was a good hit right in the lung. We'll try that again just to see. Yeah, that one I kind of aimed. 1.18. Missed between his arm and his body here. Okay, there's my first sub 1 second, and my target just ripped right off and stand again. And it actually tore the target this time. All right, go for the head now. There's already 2 bullet holes in there just from me shooting standard, not under the timer or out of the holster, just seeing where my dot's hitting. So now I'm gonna do that for time. Not gonna try to do anything too crazy. Hopefully all in the 1.5s or so. We'll see. .66, right in his jaw. There we go. 1.69. Ah! Pulled my shirt off that time. 1.87. Good hits. 1.58. .59, good hit again. Stacked it. 1.45, getting a little quicker. Okay, that time I went body, then head, 2.29 for that. First shot was off in 1.56, so definitely could go faster than that. We'll do that again. The body at 1.5, I was trying to put it right in that nice little square, but I sacrificed time by taking my time and aiming. So we'll try that, go faster this time. .9 first shot was 1.24, so that's much better. Both good solid hits. Just the head again. That was quick. Beautiful shot. 1.49. Let me try the 1 Chicago drill now. 1 round left. Make it count. On the head. 1 Chicago on the head. One Chicago. Yeah, see. That Chicago was well past being done by the time I was squeezing that trigger, and that was a 1.45. And let's go check out those hits. Stacking them in the head nicely. All right. Well, that's it for today.